everyone. Sorry I couldn't post by noon today, but I just wanted to check in with everyone and let you know that we're going to be going live today. I don't know why I just said that. It doesn't make any sense. Anyway, today we're going to be talking about cutting. Young children kind of develop their cutting skills in stages, and I promise you, if your preschooler, kindergartner, first grader, really whatever age student goes back to school when all of this bananas mishigas is over and knows how to cut and or how to zip a coat and or how to tie their shoes, the teacher's going to do cartwheels. So what better time to practice? So what you'll need for today are some scissors, some paper, and a marker. That's it. One of the first ways for really younger children, preschool, kindergarten, that they learn to use scissors is by doing something called snipping. So you can make like a long kind of strip of paper and just do lines. You want it to be skinny enough. The idea is that when they open and close the scissors once, there we go. It's already cut. I'm going to do it this way just to show you. And this way they don't have to open, close, open, close. They can just snip, snip, snip. You get the idea? All the way down. Sorry for those of you who are environmentalists, but you can also use this paper afterwards to do some fun crafts. So reduce, reuse, recycle, if you know what I mean. Then we can move on to doing something called Fringe, where the top of the paper is blank or maybe has a design. And the idea is that, I'm going to see if I was a really challenged cutter when I was a kid. And I tell kids that all the time. This is something that is hard for me. But basically, the idea is they open, close once, and then release. Open, close once, release. Open, close once, release. So they're getting the idea of opening and closing the scissors. Next, we move on to just one straight line all the way down. When they do this, I'll do it this way, they're going to have to open and close repeatedly, but the idea is that this is now a straight line. And a straight line is obviously easier to cut than a zigzag line. That would be something you could move on to next. So they go once over, and then over. Criss and cross. Some kids you'll notice kind of turning the paper. You'll notice them kind of getting to this spot and then having to really reorient to cut the next way. That's fine as they're getting started. A great idea is to sit next to them and not even talk, but just model it, going really slowly, so they can see someone cutting. A lot of kids, when I was teaching this age group, which I still am, I've found that kids aren't really cutting at home, and I get that. There's like a safety concern, but now's a great time to practice, because unfortunately in the world of early childhood, this is something we used to get to work on a lot, and with a lot of academics getting pushed down into earlier and earlier grades, we don't have as many opportunities to teach this, and it's a really important skill. Next would be doing maybe one curved line. For this, they're going to have to do smaller snips and turn the paper in a gentle motion as they're going. This is obviously more advanced. Moving on from there, this kind of it increases in level of complexity because it requires more and more both visual motor skills and fine motor skills. I am not an OT, so I'm not an expert on this, but I do have an early childhood background. But if you're curious and want to check in with an OT, you could message me and I could give you some contact info for some folks. But for this, obviously, there's kind of a smooth motion for some wider curves. And they would go all the way up. This is more, I don't know that I can do this one backwards, but this is more of a scalloped pattern where they go, then you stop, and then go over another bump. This one I can't even try to do without having it oriented correctly for me, but it's much smaller little wiggles. So over and under. Some kids will find kind of words they use to help themselves, like over and under, turn the paper. This is something that, like, if you need to go to the bathroom and you trust your kid with scissors, or you need just a minute, or you're going to take a Motrin or pour yourself a drink, this is something your kid can do independently, and you just keep drawing them lines. It's like, here are 10 papers with lines. I will talk to you when all 10 papers are done. And that buys yourself some amount of time. But obviously at first kind of sit next to them and model. So that's Lani's lesson for today. Tomorrow we're going to be learning how to make our own whiteboards. What you'll need is a sheet protector if you have that. If not, I think Amazon and some other places are still delivering. And I'm going to show you really fun ways you can use a sheet protector to encourage writing skills and how to reduce waste for worksheets. So hang in there, stay safe, stay well, stay sane, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye, everyone.